Hi, everyone. This is Michelle Grimolia, the CEO of Woodland Pond, and this is my daily update or weekly update on Tuesdays for Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. This will be my only update this week unless something material happens on either Wednesday or Thursday, because I am doing these on Tuesdays and Fridays generally at noon, and Friday is New Year's, so I won't be here. So I have a few things I wanted to go over today, and I don't think this will be a particularly long update, but we will be airing this again on our YouTube channel later today, and I will send a link out to the airing along with any recent updated numbers for COVID. So let me start there. I know everyone's always curious. We have not had, knock on wood, any changes since the 24th. And I had sent out a memo that day indicating our latest numbers. So we currently have the same 2 skilled nursing residents that are in the COVID cohort. Those are 2 residents that had tested positive as part of routine testing. They remain completely asymptomatic. None of their peers or other staff members have tested positive since they did. And as long as everything stays steady as we go with them, they will be tested on Saturday and hopefully be able to return to their normal skilled nursing rooms. So that's where we are with residents. I think since the last update, the one independent living resident that we had on the graph, she did end up testing negative. And we are looking forward to welcoming her, that's Sandra Sperber, back to the community as soon as she's ready to come back from the hospital, but her COVID result has resolved itself. So that's great, and she's on the mend. And then we have 4 staff members, which all of which were from some time ago, over a week ago. So each of those, we've got 1 in independent living, 2 peripherally associated with skilled nursing. Both are administrative or front desk support, so neither are direct care. And then 1 member of our environmental services team that works in Garden View. They are all on the graph and have been since the last update. We are anticipating all of them able to return within the next week, if not sooner. 1 or 2 may return as soon as the next 2 days, which is great, and then the other 2 will be due for testing after their 14th day next week. So that is where we are. We continue to test all staff weekly, as well as all approved companions for independent living. And residents get tested in the health center periodically based on guidance from the New York State Department of Health. So our testing remains, routine testing program is still in effect. We were notified yesterday as part of our weekly update with the New York State Department of Health that the governor and the executive branch of the New York State government have decided that if any area in New York State turns into an orange zone, which currently New Paltz and Ulster County are not, if any do turn into an orange zone, that our staff testing requirement will become 2 times per week. So we are looking at that closely. Currently, we are testing approximately 250 staff and approved companions weekly. If we increase to twice a week, if we go into an orange zone based on head count or counts of positive cases, that will double that. And we will just do lots more testing like we were doing initially when the testing mandate came out. So of course, we'll be reporting to you on that. So that's where we are in terms of cases here on campus. The next thing that I just wanted to mention, we did ask all residents to notify us if you were leaving campus for the holidays at all, and planning to go either visit with a loved one at their home and share a meal, or to go somewhere overnight for any reason. I'm not confident that everyone that has done so has let us know. If you did do that and go off campus, we really need to know that, because you do need to quarantine for a specific period of time. and either Mary Jo or I need to explain to you what that requires, and as well, we need to schedule you for COVID testing. So certainly it's always your own choice and your own option to go off campus, but when you do return, we absolutely have to know, preferably we want to know before you go, but once you get back, we must know so that we can inform you of your quarantine requirements and get testing scheduled for you. So please do contact the concierge if you went off campus for any reason, where you went for a visit at someone's home or shared a meal, so that we can get you into that, that testing and quarantine cycle. The next thing that I wanted to provide an update on is the vaccination process. I initially introduced the detailed plan to you 2 Fridays ago, and we've made some significant progress in terms of the logistics and finalizing the plans for our first round of vaccinations. Again, to remind all, the rollout and the availability of the vaccines here on campus right now are being led by our partner pharmacy, which is CVS, and they are informing us as to when they will be on site to do vaccinations. Currently, we've only been given the dates for skilled nursing, but we currently have, we were informed, we're very excited about this, that in addition to being able to vaccinate as many skilled nursing residents and staff as wish to be vaccinated on the 8th of January, which is our first vaccination date, CVS is actually able to provide us with additional staff vaccinations. And they've indicated to us that they can accommodate just about anyone on the staff that would like to be vaccinated on this first round. So we have spent the last week, maybe closer to 10 days, collecting from all staff members throughout the campus, anyone that wishes to be vaccinated in this first round on January 8th. And I am thrilled that right now we have over 100 staff members that want to be vaccinated in this first round. This is great, and it's a great start for us. That means there's that many fewer staff members that would have to be vaccinated in the second round or subsequent rounds. This is a completely voluntary vaccine, and the fact that over 100 signed up right away for this first round is really, I think, indicative of how valuable our staff are seeing this vaccine. I am one of those people that has signed up. I'm looking forward to having the vaccine, you know, and I will wear that sticker proudly and say that I took the steps to protect not only myself, but the residents here at the community and my colleagues. And I'm just thrilled that we had so many that jumped right in for this first round. So we are working on finalizing those details with CVS. And again, they have committed that they feel that they can vaccinate all of our skilled nursing residents that opted to be vaccinated. And I believe, I have to double check, but I think it's 100% of the skilled nursing residents have either individually consented if they have the ability to do so, or their representatives have done so. That's great. And then, you know, we'll get a big jump on getting staff vaccinated on that very first day. The next thing that we're looking at getting situated and squared away is Phase B, which will be assisted living residents for sure. The next round of staff members that wish to be vaccinated, and any new admissions to the skilled nursing department. And we are waiting for the dates of that Phase B start from CVS. We do not have that yet. In terms of independent living vaccinations, we are still working under the information that we are expecting that Phase B will include independent living residents as well, but we do not have any logistical information on that at this time. So many of the independent living residents and their families have asked, are there other ways for me to access a vaccination? The latest information that we have, and I personally have, is that most physicians' offices currently do not have wide-scale ability to vaccinate their patients. It is something that the United States and New York State government are working on deploying. But the best thing for you to do, if you are interested in being vaccinated sooner than later, and not necessarily waiting for whatever Woodland Pond is able to bring together for independent living, you certainly should call your primary care physician. They will be able to provide you advice, and they will be able to provide you some direction. Further to that point, because I don't ever like to put all of our eggs in one basket, I have also contacted the owner of Dedrick's to find out if they think that getting vaccination clinics going for our independent living residents might be an option. I've indicated a desire to partner with them on that, as we have for our flu vaccinations in the past. And I'm just trying to get as much access to vaccine and to those vaccinations as possible for our residents. I know you're all clamoring to have this done, and I know how much of a priority it is for you. So we're going to work on that from every angle that we can. If you do become aware through whatever means you are communicating with medical providers that there is an opportunity for vaccination locally, if you could please let me know, because I would like to collect information from all sources so that I can then disseminate that back out to folks once we're able to confirm details. So, you know, we just want to get as many people vaccinated as quickly as we possibly can. And there are a lot of details that have to be accomplished related to the vaccine. There's a lot of tracking that has to happen, but this is our priority right now. So if you become aware of, or if you have any questions about, you know, please reach out to me. Right now, I'm sort of eat, breathing, and sleeping vaccine. So, you know, the more discussion about that, the better. Now a couple of housekeeping type things. We are looking at utilizing residents again for things like package delivery, memo delivery, and really importantly, mailroom monitoring. So the mailroom monitoring, we would like to staff that monitoring table with residents. A lot of you have asked for volunteer opportunities. This is a great way for you to see your neighbors and to get to know the neighbors that you might not already know. All you're doing is sitting at the table, saying hello, smiling, and making sure that folks don't go in more than one at a time, helping with anybody that needs assistance, and just controlling the flow of traffic into that mailroom. So initially, we had asked for volunteers for 2 3-hour periods each day per week except Sunday. And what we have found is that a number of you have called and said, I will definitely be a mailroom monitor, but I cannot do 3 hours. So this has changed. We are going to look for volunteers for 4 1.5-hour periods per day, except for Sundays. So we would like to find out if you are interested in being a volunteer Monday through Saturday, anytime between 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. So that's shift 1, 10:30 a.m. and noon, that would be shift 2. And then starting again at 3 p.m. until 4:30 p.m., that would be the 3rd shift. And from 4:30 p.m. until 6 p.m., that would be the 4th shift per day. So if you have any interest in doing, you know, 1 shift a week every Monday at 9 a.m. or several shifts, or, you know, be a fill-in or a substitute, if you could please call the concierge. This is an absolutely fantastic way for you to get out of your home, to sit and say hi to your neighbors, see the vibrancy that is still happening at the community. You know, you're not going to see that if you're sitting in your apartment or your cottage, but you're going to see that if you sit there. You can certainly bring a book or your smart device. If there's downtime, you know, there's always, you know, that opportunity to sit and, you know, even enjoy a cup of coffee if you bring it. But if you are interested likewise in running deliveries of packages for us or memos, please do let the concierge know. And we really just want to see you getting out and about. And this is a really great way to do it. The mailroom monitor is generally a seated position. So there's not time on your feet. You don't have to worry about walking the halls. You're really just making sure that folks are, you know, adhering to the one person in the mailroom at a time. because that is a very small space and it's a confined space. So please do sign up for that. If you're looking for something to do and you're missing your neighbors, this is a great way to see them. A couple of other things related to getting you out and about. There are people around on this campus. I see people all the time. I think it's great, but you need to come out of your apartment or cottage or other parts of the community to be able to do so. So, if you are, in independent living, you certainly can visit the library. You can come sit in the lobby and just watch people. You're more than welcome to do that in the main lobby. We have fitness center slots that are available, the pool. Gretchen's going to be introducing safely distanced matinee watching beyond what we have on the schedule right now, starting next week. Every single one of these activities is something that gets you out of your cottage or your apartment and gets you around your neighbors. To be reminded that our staff are here and to be reminded that the folks are at the concierge desk and those smiling faces are in Dedrick's. Please come out. We obviously have to adhere to mask wearing at all times, and we must stay, 6 feet from each other or more. But you won't see and you won't feel the vibrancy of the community unless you do come out. For those on quarantine, different story. You'll need to stay in your apartment or cottage until your quarantine is over. But for those that are not, no, we are not open for all of our normal activities, but there's still plenty of happiness and smiling and life going on here at the community. So please think about making it a priority to come out and maybe even just sit in the lobby for half an hour a day. I think that you'll feel, as my son's nursery school teacher used to say, I think that you might feel your love light shining from the inside if you make that effort and you do try to get out and do that. The last thing that I will mention is that I have just gotten off a call with Ronnie, and Chef Mike is on vacation until the turn of the year, but the culinary team is revamping the cycle menu. They're going to take into account a number of the comments that have come forth over the last 4 to 6 weeks. Every so often, now that we're on this delivery menu, we have to really revamp what we're doing, and we had done that 3 or 4 months ago. We need to do it again. Ronnie is 100% interested in feedback. They want to make our program as attractive to folks as possible here at the community. And she is looking at potentially introducing some sort of live food service again. It won't necessarily be the pub as it was before for now from what we're thinking, but she and Mike and her culinary team are really going to look at a way or ways that we can be there to provide and to serve you food in real time. Probably take out for now, for sure. Well, it will be for sure, because until, all of the waves of whatever's going to happen over the holidays are through, we're not going to go back to any congregate activity. But that doesn't mean that we can't do live, food service for you, give you another opportunity for getting some fresh food, of course, carefully distanced, and, we'd have to be monitored, but she's hearing you loud and clear. Your feedback is 100% being heard. I review all of the comments that come through. It's very important that if you have a bad experience or an issue, that you contact Ronnie, and via email is always best if you're on email, because she shares that with her culinary team. And then I look at those every 2 weeks. I look at every single comment that comes through. The one thing I would just ask of all of you to remember, and I know that this is challenging, but if you have a problem with your meal, Ronnie has someone staffed in the kitchen from 3 to 6 p.m. just to make corrections. They're doing up to 250 delivered meals for independent living, and then, close to 250 meals a day in the health center, and this is there are going to be issues and errors and mistakes and dissatisfaction. but Ronnie has intentionally staffed someone to be in that kitchen from 3 to 6 p.m. each day to take your phone calls. We want to fix whatever you are dissatisfied with, and we want to fix it in that moment. So please, I implore you, if you have any kind of a problem with your meal service for that day, you're missing a bottle of wine, what came to you is not what you ordered, you forgot that we had called and that the prime rib was switched to flank steak. I know that that affected about a dozen people last week. Please call us right away, because we really do want to get those problems fixed right away. All of us recognize how instrumental and how important the meals are in the meal service right now. And although we're working in confined circumstances in terms of what we're able to do, we want to at least be able to do that in the way that satisfies you all. So please call that kitchen number if you have any issues with your meal that day, so that we have an opportunity to fix it for you right there in real time. I will send out a brief update and the link to this video as soon as we're done with this, as soon as I'm done here. But as always, if you need me at all, you know how to get me at my desk. Dial 256-5501 or extension 5501, or you can get me on email at any time. I continue to not be taking in-person meetings unless it's absolutely unavoidable, and that's just a COVID protection mechanism. I don't feel comfortable that there's enough space in my office to take closed door meetings, and that's residents and staff, but I'm available here at my desk in many different ways. So please do reach out to me, and I will see you at my next daily update, which will be next Tuesday. Thanks.